that propels you to do things that are not good for you, then you need certain people in your family that you need to help you. And that is basically, sometimes you need to build a team. You need to build a team of people that's going to help you, or organizations that help you reach your plan and invest in your plan. And nobody's going to invest in your plan but you. When all is said and done, you are the one. And if you're the one and building the team, I used to play football. And when I first wanted to play football, they didn't know what position to put me in. They said, well, he can catch, he can run fast, he can do all those things, but he never was disciplined enough to be in a certain position. So they put me at wing back. Then they put me at wide receiver. Then they put me at tight end. And then they finally put me at running back. When they put me at running back, it was not because it was something that they did that was great. Because what I would do, I would practice after practice. So I would practice during the week at home on my own time. Because I had a goal to be the star running back. I had a goal to be the best that I could be. So when it came time for me to perform and put in that position, all the skills and all the talent and the things that I had worked on were actually put into action. So what I'm saying is, when you get information and not use it, it's just information. But when you get information and use it, it becomes knowledge. And when you get knowledge, knowledge is to be put into action. And that's what God gives us. That's why we have Scripture. Scripture is information that we get, but it produces into knowledge when we put it into action. When we use faith, that's the only way we can please God. And that's the only way that you could be able to succeed, is have faith in what you believe in yourself. In saying that, you also have to have some time to enjoy yourself instead of being stressed out. And that's why you make a list of your priorities. You make a list of priorities, things that's important to you, things that you want to do in order for you to enjoy yourself. So like King Solomon said in Proverbs and the book of Ecclesiastes too, he said, enjoy your toil. That's your blessing from God. God is giving you that blessing. When the Israelites was getting ready to cross over to the promised land, first thing they told them is consecrate yourself. In other words, cleanse yourself of everything, clear your mind, clean your body, and get ready to go to the promised land. And that's what you need to do in order for getting ready for next year. Because nobody can see you or what you're becoming but you. And that's your plan. So you have to believe and create and become the person that you want to be. Despite what anybody say, you need to be that person. You need to become that person. That's how you get ready for next year. Because, the young girl that was becoming a nurse, you seen her. She was going and she has on a uniform and everything. You say, oh, she's going to become a nurse. And she's not a nurse yet. She's creating and going to school, becoming that person until she gets a job and you see her working at the hospital. She's a nurse, a certified nurse. So it was a process. So realize it's a process. Everybody wants microwave love. Everybody wants microwave everything. But you have to go through some stuff because it's a process. Just like the Israelites were crossing over the Jordan to go to the promised land, they had to go through some things. That's why they had the Manasseh tribe with them, because they were dressed in armor and ready for war, because they had to go through some things. They had to fight for some things. You have to fight for your goals. You have to fight for your plan. You have to fight for your housing, your food, your money, your future, your opportunity. You have to fight for that. And when you do that, guess what happens? The vision becomes reality. So other people can see you as the nurse. Other people can see you as the person that is planning. Oh, she did plan. Oh, Tammy did plan that out. I remember when she was trying to do this years ago. So now Your plan is starting to come true. Getting ready for next year means you're getting ready for the future. The future is a different world. You have to be prepared for a different world. You have to basically have your foot in reality and your foot in matrix, because the internet is our new capitalism where you can make money. It's so much opportunity. Could you imagine being, and this goes back to vision. Imagine being in the city of New York right now in Times Square. Now, you see all the buildings, you see all these different things around you. Now, take yourself 100 years back. But in that reality, 100 years back, don't you understand the real estate back then you can get for $8? Imagine if you had an opportunity to get real estate 100 years ago in New York at $8 a parcel. How rich would you be today? You would be very rich. So now think about the virtual reality of the virtual real estate on the internet. Being able to take advantage of the online businesses, the online opportunities, which right now you can get for free. And once you can get that for free right now and do things, I've been online learning the business. It's a whole new world, a whole new place. So when next year, when things happen financially, say the dollar crashed, they predict that the dollar will crash by December of next year. So when they say the dollar crashes, you know what that means? That means that the money that you have in your pocket, the dollar will be worth nothing. It's just paper. So you can't even go to the store and give it to anyone and exchange it for goods. Why? Because it's worth nothing. What do you think will happen to society today if that was to happen? If you think you've seen Occupy Wall Street, it'll be Occupy your street. It'll be chaos. It'll be worry. It'll be hunger. No housing, no food. But if you own your housing, guess what? You're okay. If you basically stock up on food and got money, gold and silver, and got money, got tangible items, assets, guess what? The food prices may be high, but it doesn't affect you. My clients that I talk to, it doesn't affect them. They're not affected by it. Only thing they're concerned about is how much more can they get. And that's called greed. So they still on the greed program, and we on the survival program. And money to them is not necessarily this. That's why I say they looking for assets. They looking for real estate. They looking for gold and silver. They looking for stuff that's tangible. When there's no money, guess what? We trade things. I'll trade you this ink pen versus giving you this dollar because it's worth nothing. You would rather take this ink pen because it'll give you what? Some opportunity to do something, to write some things down, to draw a picture and sell that. Or you can basically write a article. You could do a number of different things. Write a proposal or business plan. Those are things that really matters. The reason we need this money, we need money in order to get the things that we need. And this is a book that I always tell people. It's called The Science of Getting Rich. And The Science of Getting Rich is a great book because it breaks it down. Attracting financial success through creative thought. If you don't think it, you can't become. You know, you got to believe in order to achieve. And this book is a great book because it's going to force you to read the best book ever in the world. And that's going to be the Bible. You're going to have to read the scriptures because this book is going to force you to do so, because the principle and the basics that this was written on is scripture. And saying that, this book was written back in 1889. 1889. This guy, Wallace D. Wattles, had a lot of failures before he had success. I always tell people, the back door to success is failure. If you have never had any experience or tried to reach something and have not been able to achieve it, it is your experience, but it gives you an opportunity because God gives what? Everybody a second chance. And this is a great book to give you a second chance. But the vision becomes real. After you heard what I have said, you are thinking about what is your vision right now? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself next year about this time? We all getting geared up for Thanksgiving, getting geared up for Christmas. Those days will come. But how we will enjoy those days depends on us and what we do and how we do it. My name is Dr. J.L. Hutchinson, and I just spent some time giving you the presentation of getting ready for next year, because nobody can do it but you. God bless.